Good afternoon and welcome to a glorious Sydney Harbour for Heat 3 of the Club Championships for the Manly 16ft Skiff Sailing Club. And what a change we have here in the weather from the first two heats a couple of weeks ago. I'm Jimmy Bury and hello to all our loyal friends watching from Australia and around the world. What promises to be another spectacular day on Sydney Harbour. Joining me today in commentary is Craig Nichols and Andrew Dolly Davola. Andrew, can you tell us a bit about the conditions for today?
Yeah, afternoon Jimmy, afternoon viewers. At the moment we've got an easterly breeze, a little bit sick at the moment. It's probably looking at about 8 to 10 knots at the moment. Boats have got their big rigs in, bit of a mix in jib sizes. We've got a tide that's still coming in for another about 15 minutes and then it'll start going out. Lumpy water with a bit of traffic and quite busy out here today with the Flying 11 State Championships being held by Middle Harbour 16ft Skiff Club, and they're just inside of us at the moment, little downwind of us. So we've got some of the Middle Harbour skiffs joining us today, and also notably Sarah Lee's national champion team on the Boscabill joining us from St George today.
Should be an exciting day all round, and if we get an opportunity we will give you a little look at the Flying 11s because that's them in the background there, just getting a start underway. They're definitely our future champions coming through. So, and with them on, Dole, we've got a lot of changes, but particularly 8 regular crews from the 13-footers off over doing the Flying 11s. So
yeah, number of the Flying 11 sailors also sailed the 13s. So we've got quite a few changes going on there. We've got a couple of boats that aren't sailing, but mainly crew changes. So we've got former champion team of James and Gemma Hopkins reuniting for today's race. We've got Will Wilkinson replacing Taylor Lees on the kitchen maker. One of the dads, Chris White's jumping on to sail with his child, and quite a few changes in the 16s that we might work through as the day goes on, but notably we've got Sean Connor replacing Gus Williams on the Moonin, and we have Club Commodore and gold medalist Malcolm Page joining the Fluid team today, replacing Phil Harmer.
Ex-Commodore, Dole.
Only just.
But most notably, Dole, I guess Craig Nichols is joining us in commentary. Craig, what is your story and why aren't you out there sailing?
Last week I had a bit of not a fall, I just I stepped off the ramp and landed on a rock, and actually landed on another rock and hit the same part of my shin that Nitro speared me with 14 years ago, and I've ended up having all the problems with that shin again, and it blew up straight away again. So I'm out for a couple of weeks till it fixes itself, basically.
Well, you've got King's Cup to get to in Thailand and try and reclaim that trophy.
Exactly. That's on in 3 weeks' time, so I've got to make sure I'm good for that.
Yep.
Not much fun up there with a sore leg.
No, mate. No, can't imagine so. I guess we might take a bit of a look at the results so far in the Club Championship in both the 16s and the 13s. Try and get the
point scores up.
16s with Red Pumps with what an opening to a Club Championship, 2 wins. So they're leading from Modern Concept and Moon and Yachts. Imagine Signage not far behind them, and then Red Pumps Red. So that's your top 5 there, but still early in the piece. And in the 13-foot skiffs, the Harkin came away with 2 solid wins in the first 2 heats, which was in a pretty rough little sou'easter that we sailed. Then we've got Imey second, Botany, Scaffold, Ebix and Red Pumps. So all the people that you thought would be there are definitely up there at the moment, but today's a different day, different conditions and different rigs.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who rises to the occasion in these conditions, Jimmy. Not, as you said, not the sort of conditions that we've seen so far this season, and it'll be interesting to see who win these crews. You know, Red Pump's a little bit bigger with Big Greg there. I know they love the breeze, and that worked well for them earlier on, but I know they're still high on confidence. I'd expect maybe Ruffy to step up a notch in this sort of condition. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Davis Marine guys are a crew that's impressed me so far this season, coming in as a new team and straight away hitting their straps. They seem pretty smart to me too, Ed.
Yeah, no, they're going good since the start of the season. One I think will go pretty good. He's Altus Consulting, Philip Cook. He loves his stuff.
Yeah. And I think he's got a different crew. Who's he got on today?
He's got Jamie King.
Oh, Jamie King's on today. Okay,
With Kenny Walk.
Good team they've got today. So,
well, they'd be pretty light, really.
And the one that I'm keen to see in a bit bigger of a fleet is the Bosca build. Sarah, Pete, and Kurt. I think they're just lacking a little bit of competition down at St George, and this will be a good test for them for the state titles, which are imminent.
And of course, on screen there now we've got the Imagine signage, and of course, in any sort of shifty conditions, we'd expect Nathan to read the breeze pretty well and get the boat around the track in good shape.
Botany scaffold there on screen, Dole. Craig, George has been out. Has she been injured or?
I'm not sure what her story was. She's back on the helm today, obviously.
Yes.
And sailing with James and Kobe.
Yeah, Jimmy Doyle and Kobe Napper. So Kobe, obviously, one of the young crews who's come through the juniors and grown very quickly, and now he's a big lump of a young fella, Rob Napper's son, obviously. And great to see another crew progressing all the way from Manly Juniors right through to the 13-foot skiffs and now in the 16s.
There's Heidi and Orlando on the Harkin. They are definitely been the boat to beat in the 13-footers so far this season, Dol?
Yeah, most definitely. Sailing really well, sailing really smart, and it's easy to forget how young Heidi is, but she's a gutsy little sailor, and Orlando, super talented. I'd expect them also to go well.
Is Heidi also doing the Flying 11s as well this year?
Mate,
I'm not sure.
I thought she was, so I was a bit surprised to see her not doing the state championships, but maybe I'm wrong and maybe she's not, but maybe she's just doing the nationals, or I'm not quite sure. But certainly well in the age bracket. I think Heidi's only 14 years old.
Talking of the ex-Commodore Mal Page, I remember he was still sailing him when he was 19, so...
Yeah.
No, too far away.
Yeah, things have certainly changed in some of the junior classes with crews getting out a lot younger than they did 20, 30 years ago.
So I think that's really good for the class.
Yeah, well, it's certainly been good for the 13-foot skiffs, because we're seeing a lot of very talented young sailors coming in early, and that's preparing them well to step up into the 16s at a reasonably young age. We've also got former Flying 11 national champion Dan Nugent out today. I think he's on the...
Fire stopping.
Fire stopping, that's right. Yep. Thank you, Jimmy. You'd know that.
Cross everything, Dol.
So yeah, Dan won the Flying 11 national championship probably probably 10 or 12 years ago now. I think it was the first year that I was coaching at Manly.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we're that old. We're that old, Ed. Thanks for reminding me.
But I think when you look at the crews out there today, it's just, I don't know, it's testament to the Manly program. Like, a lot of them have all come from Manly juniors, flying 11s, 13s, and now they're in 16s.
Yeah.
So the pathway definitely works at Manly.
And the retention.
Yes.
The retention of sailors, yeah. And a lot of girls too, which is just awesome. Especially, you know, we're unprecedented the number of girls that we've got sailing 16s these days compared to the past.
Just looking up course, just to the left of that shot there on screen, we've got the James Craig inbound, which is got to be treated the same as a ship. So,
Right-of-way vessel.
Yep, I hope all the crews are aware of that. So, there she is.
VMG running.
That's what the 16s looked like when you two started, weren't they?
Yeah, something like that, mate. Yeah, brace it back. But yeah, lovely old boat. Coming down to a minute and a half. Boat's starting to look for positions. We've got a number of boats down the lurking down at the pin end at the moment.
What's your guess? Pin or boat, Dolly?
I think it looks pin to me, but
Yeah, I agree with you. I think
a couple of those guys might even look like they're shaping up to come in on a port approach, but we've still got a minute to go.
I think there's a bit of nor'east just up the top of the course at the moment, looking at a yacht going across there. Not on screen viewers, but
Yeah, we were discussing that on the way out. The breeze should go nor'east, but it's just a matter of when it's going to go nor'east. But that's another reason you'd want to be down that pin end, right, Ed? Get out to that left-hand side as quick as you can.
Yep. I can see Nathan's lining up down there and Imagine Signs. Bet you Phil Cook's there somewhere as well.
Yeah, down the pin end we've got Red Pumps, Modern Concept Constructions, Fire Stopping, Botany and Imagine, Moonin just to weather of them. So usual sort of the leading boats, and up the boat end here you can see Zoe Dransfield in the Red Pumps red, even though it's a white hull, along with Imey, Bartley, a couple of middle harbour boats. Jeremy Sharp on the wrong side of the start boat there, not where you want to be, Jeremy.
Red Pumps is over.
They are. They're early. I think we'll see a general recall. Individual. Red Pumps has already looped back around the end there, and I doubt they'll be the only one there, Ed. Who else?
Who was the second one behind him? I thought he was very close. Botany Access. And I think...
Imagine might have been close too. So the individual recall flag is still up, so Red Pumps has restarted.
I think Botany's going back.
The flag is still up. We've got another boat, looks like Botany down the pin end there, coming in to restart as well. Yes, it is Botany.
Just watching the flag on the start boat to see if that's the last of them.
Yeah, I think Imagine we're cutting it.
The flag's down.
Flag is down, so
good start, Jared.
Jerry got the late call up, an hour ago to fill in for Chris Thomas, who's got some pains in places that nobody wants.
Okay, we won't go there.
Oh, in the chest hole.
Okay, good.
Now looking at fleet going upwind, they all seem to be braking towards Manly, so there's a bit of a slant probably coming from the nor'east.
Yeah, certainly if it's going to go anywhere, it's going to go left.
And I think Phil Cook was down that end as well.
Yeah, he's tacked back out on port and taking a lot of sterns. That's his fire stopping. You got Modern Concept front of picture there at the moment.
They're travelling very well.
Yeah,
Very well.
looking good along with Imagine and Moon, and all in very close proximity to each other. So for my money, they're probably the leaders at the moment. But we do have Bosca Build stepped up to windward of them, looking good. Imey a bit further up the line as well. Sarah Lee once again showing height and speed. They just seem to have that to burn, as they did at the National Championships. They're sporting their new Paradox sails.
There she's on screen now, the national champion.
Just a change of sheet hand this year with Big Pete Mackey jumping on there with Kurt, so definitely got some tall timber to swing the thing down, and the ideal package of having the lightest possible skipper you can find.
Yeah.
Exactly. So modern concept, like he's actually squeezing Imagine signs out there, which is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, Moonin dropping into their line as well there too, Ed.
He's got some height.
Yeah. It's got a bit less twist than the other two, I can see.
Yeah, that's a good profile shot there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moonin's definitely got a lot more open leach than Imagine and Modern Concept.
It's really how far they want to go into this corner, but
Modern Concept, there they go.
he's tacked. Nathan will probably go about 4 or 5 boat lengths past him and then go back, I'd say.
Imagine just hanging on a little bit longer, trying to clear their air.
And just coming into the left of screen there, the Modern Concept construction's on the biggest lift, so a bit of that left is starting to come to play here.
Off screen, but Imagine is on a big lift as well, heading into the corner. He's on screen now. He's just about to get another gust there. You can see that on the water, viewers. There he goes.
So according to our information, we've got Kurt Hanston steering the Modern Concepts today.
The fleet has spread massively, like way off in the distance there in the back of the shot. You got boats at South Head. So I don't know that that's the right way to go.
We can see the Imagine's just sort of dropped out of a bit of breeze there.
Yeah, soft pressure and down on direction too, they've headed. We've got eyes on the top mark there. Oh, there it is up there, yeah. Venturing a little far offshore today.
Well, I think they had to dial with the Flying 11s.
I know. Yeah, to get the course length, but
So
yeah,
Imey's going to cross Imagine there. Oh, he's tacked underneath him.
decided to tack, yeah. Bartley doing well, just coming into shot there now. Bartley
Yeah, he's been on the
Constructions.
improve this season.
Yep. Good young team too.
Yep,
Not a bad tack at all.
that was a very good tack. Bosca's well up there on the boats behind.
Yeah, at the moment I've got it between Bosca and you can see MCC Constructions just to their left.
It's a bit of our turn, their turn, isn't it?
It is a bit because it's quite shifty. You know,
Look at Imey there now.
we've got
just
Imey
round the
lifting
bow.
out under the bow of Imagine signage, and they're
Yeah.
only 20, 30 metres apart. We're almost sailing in two different breezes for a moment there.
Lovely easterly.
So yeah, we've just seen, as you can see there, and Imey just stepped out from Imagine there, but as you say, we're going to see lots of toing and froing and snakes and ladders in this breeze today. A lot of it will come down to who can read the downwind too, so trying to link up those gusts of pressure find your way through this lumpy water. It's pretty bumpy out here now. So we're just approaching just inside of North Head.
Well, at the moment, Modern Concept, he's just
stepping out.
Clutch in, change gears. He's just, he's definitely got pace on the rest of the fleet, just from what we can see.
And fluid of him is also stepping out.
Yeah, he's a long way to leeward, but
yeah.
As mentioned, fluid with Mal Page on today. That'll be a good replacement for them. Not saying nothing, no offence, Phil. Sorry, but yeah, no, they are looking good. And I was actually talking to Phil during the week, and he was saying the boat is going quick.
Right.
They just have to stop making mistakes, and they'll put it together. So.
Yeah, I was chatting to Phil as well, and he's off to a kid's birthday party, hoping to win the pinata contest. So.
So yeah, you've got our main Bosca looking like they're pretty tight with MCC. MCC's just to the left of your picture at the moment. Modern Concept Constructions, there they are now. Really getting through the water nicely today, those guys. That's Kurt Hansen steering, we believe, with Chris Williams and Jackson Cranfield. Had a quick chat to them in the park today. They were tinkering with their boat, trying to make sure everything was... Chris is very thorough with his boat preparation, and that seems to pay some dividends. That's Bosca with Moonan in the background, and the yellow boat you can see there is No Sense from Middle Harbour. They're having a blinder of a first work, I should say.
One I haven't seen from Middle Harbour is Eric's Storage.
No, I haven't seen them out here, Jimmy. You're right, but they have got their signage has changed, hasn't it? So they might have blended into the pack a bit. They've got new sails and they weren't fully sign written yet.
Yeah, they're a clear sail.
so very, very bumpy water out here, and it's only going to get worse when the tide changes. Isn't it?
When the tide switches, for sure.
Might be a couple of cases of seasickness out here today on the skiffs.
Interesting to see. A lot of them are still working that South Head sort of shore side.
Yeah, it's going to be a long tack back though, isn't it? So Moonan's tack, they're on starboard trying to coming in under a ley line. Always wise not to come in over the ley line, so they're just taking a chip back to the left-hand side. There they are now, going behind Imey. Further up the course, we've also got Fluid of tack. They're coming back, along with what looks like the two red pumps, I think, and Modern Concept still on port tack. They're going to go all the way to this what they think is this ley line, I think. They've just tacked now. That's Fluid, you can see, coming in on starboard at Bosca. So Fluid with the black sails on screen there, and they managed to cross Bosca, so great first beat from the Fluid team. But yeah, very lumpy out here. Our pictures aren't really doing justice to how confused the seaway is out here. So we're almost pretty much in line with the outer edge of North Head, out of fairway. And as Craig pertained to just before, this tide's about to swing shortly and it's only going to get lumpier.
We can't wait. Yes.
So when we get the tide against the breeze. Looks like we've got a couple of laser sailors out here spectating.
I think you'll find Moderns on the ley line there, because I think he might be slightly sprung.
Yeah.
Otherwise he's going very, very quick. He's about 100 metres from the top mark.
Yeah, excellent first beat from those guys, and in the mix we've got Bosca Build, Fluid, Imey. We've got some of the red pumps starting to come into play, and as I said, No Sense from Middle Harbour. Rob, he's having an absolute blinder. Great work. So there we are, Modern Concept Construction's first around. Pretty nice set out of the spinnaker chute they have on that boat. Next up we've got Fluid with a narrow lead over Sarah Lee in Bosca Build. So the three builders in front, right? We've got Modern Concept Constructions, Fluid Building and Bosca Build.
That's it. Is that next? Is that Imey with Joel Beashel coming in?
Yep, Imey,
Nice
Joel,
wave to
Rob
go
and
around
Trent. And Zoe Dransfield in the red pumps red just managed to sneak in a little tack underneath Imagine there.
It's going to be very confusing going around this mark, the four of them.
Very tight.
You've got Anthony King on the outside there in the shebang.
With big Stevie Bowen in the bow today.
And down a wave.
Yeah, so that's, I'm pretty sure Rob Size from Middle Harbour skippers the No Sense, a yellow boat. Rob formerly campaigned in 470s and windsurfers, tried to make the Olympics a couple of times. Pretty smart sailor. Then we've got Phil Cook in Altus, Tyler Dransfield in red pumps, and then Daniel Turner with a jibe set. That's an interesting option. On Moonan, Imagine have jibed out as well.
He's very deep, so he's got to try something, doesn't he?
Throw something at him, yeah.
Mind you, Imagine's gone that way as well.
Yeah.
Where's Fluid?
Fluid still going out on that starboard jibe.
Fire stopping round next.
Yeah, before then we had Bartley, LaHaye and Musto. A few of these Middle Harbour boats in the mix today doing well.
Actually, not a bad recovery from the Botany access there. Just gone round, considering he went back at the start.
Yeah.
Davis Marina coming around. They won't be happy with that, those guys.
Yeah, just behind Botany, Scaffold and Fireball.
Sutek, they're very deep today
They're
too.
a bit deep, yeah.
Jibe setting as well.
There's the Sutek.
Yeah, we had red pumps just on screen there. They also restarted, so they did really well to get back in the game. Probably in about 6th, 7th place, I think. But being led by Zoe in the red pumps red. Yeah.
Which one is it?
So leading boats, you can see they're jibing onto port and heading back into the middle of the harbour, middle of the heads. The only exceptions at the moment we've got red pumps. They're going out. I think red pumps are hoping for this breeze to shift out to the northeast a bit. They're really big gamble for our point score leaders.
So the guys that went left, the ones that went to South Head, they're not coming back on a bad angle at all, really,
yeah.
or to the naked eye.
Yeah, imagine looks like they've got a nice little bit of pressure there too.
Exactly.
Coming back on a good angle with some pressure. But still a bit behind those three leaders.
There's Imagine signs now. First of the...
Oh, Davis Marine not on screen, just almost in the big pitch pole.
Oh.
Down a wave, but
Just
they managed
saved
to
it.
save it. Sorry viewers, not on screen, but they were deep down the mine. That's
So
only-
there's Modern Concept front of picture now. They have extended really nicely over fluid. So at the moment we've got Modern Concept Constructions leading fluid and IME. There in the left-hand side of the course, we've got red pumps coming in from the right-hand side of the course and looking pretty good actually. They've picked up a nice little bit of pressure. Still behind that lead group. But as mentioned before though, you know, it's going to be who can read these, link up these puffs downhill. Now Jimmy, did I see 5 laps on the board?
Yeah, mate. 16s are doing a W5, so they finished the 5th time up to the windward mark, and the
Yep.
13s are on a W3.
3, yeah.
We'll see what we can find of the 13s shortly.
Just seeing red pumps jive there. Once again, just trying to link up a gust, I think, trying to stay in the pressure. That's our race leader.
Modern Concept, he's actually extended his lead.
He has, yeah, probably 150, 200 metres over Boscabill, Fluid and Ivy.
He's just about on the ley line there.
Yeah, Boscabill on picture there now. They're on a little bit of a charge there. They've picked up a nice little puff. Looking to close down some distance on Modern Concept Constructions. I think they have actually. They've probably closed this gap down. So gate bottom mark here, folks. So boats have the option to either take the right-hand turn or the left-hand turn. At the moment it looks like MCC and Bosca both taking the right turn option.
Bosca's taken plenty out of him just that last 600 metres.
Last bit, they just got a little puff and pulled them in, yeah.
Got Fluid coming in with Imy, just on screen there.
Bit of a pressure drop here for Mr. Napper.
He loves it, mate.
He's up for it.
Interesting, everyone's putting their eggs in the right-hand basket.
Yeah, well, I think you still want to get to that left-hand side, don't you, Ed?
I think so.
Plus the left turn would put you under all the dirty air of the boats that are coming downwind. Zoe Dransfield around there with Hugh and Jamie Stoddart crewing on the Red Pumps Red in a good shape there, well done.
Here comes the other one coming in right behind.
So like Formula One, the team team rules that Zoe's got to let Greg through, team owner.
We'll see what happens at the end.
Yeah.
I think Moonan's taken a lot of places there, hasn't he?
Did pretty well down there with that early jibe, and looks like he's going to go to that left-hand mark, left turn, just sliding underneath no sense there. So we've got two Middle Harbour boats, No Sense and P. LaHaye going there. They both are there, going to the left-hand turn. On the right-hand turn, we have Altus
Shebang.
and Shebang. It's Altus leading Shebang away from the right-hand turn there.
Almost looks like the left-hand mark is further away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. So fire stopping's gone around the left-hand turn as well.
Pretty tight in this little further back in the pack here. Everyone's very close. We had Fireball on picture there, closely followed by Bartley. Then we'll have Musto, Sutek, Botany, Scaffold. One lap of 5 done.
25 minutes.
So we might be out here for a while, you're saying, Craig?
Oh, they can always shorten it.
True, yeah. Looking at that shot there, you can see it's a pretty nice day here. It would just be nice if this breeze just picked up a couple of knots, which probably means that if it did that, it'd settle in direction too, which would be make life a little bit easier for our sailors.
There's only 3 boats headed out to the right, really, like deep right, and it's led by Moonan with fire stopping and Sutek chasing.
Black
Yeah,
already.
the other boats that took that left-hand turn have just sailed 100 metres up and they've tacked on to starboard and they're getting out to that left-hand side. Looks to me at the moment, Ed, that there's a bit of pressure coming in from this left-hand side. The boats look a little bit more lively now. Maybe a couple of knots.
They do a bit, up the track a bit further. I just got a visual on Imey going across the headland there. They look like they're moving through the water quite nicely.
Come on up here, so we'll bring the drone down and we'll start to get up to the leaders. Yeah, just take off. Yeah.
Bit of a messy drop on the contemporary pools there as we just slid behind them. They're just having might be a knot in the halyard, I think, but they look like they're getting it under control. As we go up, we'll keep an eye out on the 16ft skiffs for you folks and see if we can tell you how that fleet is going. They're still making their way up to the top of the course. As we're just making our way through very bumpy. Jimmy's doing his best to give us a comfortable ride, but it's pretty rough out here today, folks, considering it's only blowing 10 knots.
I'm just glad we're not in the old Grand Prix camera cat.
Yeah, she was a bit of a wet old ship, wasn't it?
That was a very wet ship.
So there's Bosca build and modern concept. Very close quarters now. Looks like Bosca build might just be, they're still in second, MCC still leads. But it looks like Bosca's starting to chip away at that advantage. I know you'd be in this left-hand side end. You love it over here near north end, don't you?
Oh, certainly do. Actually,
They renamed the headland over here after him, Dom.
Old man's hat.
head.
Head.
So that's a good shot there of the 2 leaders. I think Sarah's just inching forward on him there.
Yeah. Yeah, we can just see the first of the 13s too. It looks like situation normal for those at home. It looks like we've got Harkin with a pretty tidy lead over the rest of the fleet. When we get a bit closer, we'll try and let you know what the following positions are. But yeah, at the moment, Harkin with a healthy lead.
There they are on screen now.
There they are. So normal team with Heidi and Orlando. And probably a 200 metre lead by the looks of it.
There's the rest of the fleet as they come around the top mark. They're all sort of all following suit. They're all going left. They're all going towards South End. They've obviously seen something that we can't see at the moment.
Yeah, I'm pleased to report the Red Pumps is coming second with my daughter aboard. And it looks like the Kitchen Maker, Modern Concept and the Mighty Sail Media.
Getting in there.
I'm also in the mix there as Ebix with James and Gemma Hopkins back together today, and they look like they're making their way through the fleet quite nicely.
There they are now on camera.
That's James and Gemma, former national champions in the 13-foot skiffs a few years back. Once again, 2 very, very good sailors who've come right through our junior program at Manly. James looking to step up into the 16-foot skiff fleet. Now he's getting a bit older, finished school, and I think we might see him in his own boat in the coming season skippering. It's the IME 13. It's got Ollie Ross and Charlie Snell on board. They've been going really well so far this season, and I know they've been doing a lot of training. So hats off for them for putting in the effort. They've got themselves a new sponsor and doing well. Hard work pays off.
Just noticed the Typhoon's going around the top mark crate for 16-footer, going around with the 13s. Maybe Theo thought, I'll just start with the 13s.
Well, hopefully, hopefully all is well, because they did have some rudder problems before they came out. So Jared was doing a quick bit of maintenance on there. And did you see them on the start line, Ed? So they might have been late.
Yeah, they must have been.
Could have been late.
But they must have had a problem with the pin because they were about to go in the water before I got on this boat.
Couldn't get the pin in.
Well, they told me they had trouble with it, but they said Jared had fixed it, and Jared and Mal, Page and someone else.
Who was that other person, Dolly?
Yeah.
Wasn't it you?
Yeah, I mean, all I did was squeeze some spar bond out of a cartridge. So, all care, no responsibility.
There is the mighty Typhoon. As Kilo used to call it, the bendy palm tree.
That's it. Fluid?
Fluid 13.
That's it. Out you get on white. We'll light it up a bit.
Now, back to the 16s with MC or Modern Concept here. Are you worried about Bosca build? Or do you just sort of play the long game for the club championships here?
Yeah, well, it looks to me like they're just trying to sail the shifts as best they can. So they came in under the ley line. It looks like Bosca have tacked on what they thought was pretty close to the ley line. Looks like it's either going to be very close or Modern Concept might be able to get in and tack in under their bow, but it looks to me like Bosca might lead here. What do you think, Craig?
No,
it's going to be
I
pretty
think,
close.
I think you might find Modern's, too close to call.
You can have an each way bet here if you like, Craig.
Oscar. But in regards to, look, she's visiting today. She doesn't count in the club championship. They still,
You still want to beat them.
They still want to beat them.
Of course.
Everyone's got an ego.
Yeah.
Got to have bragging rights back at the bar. And we know Chris Williams loves that.
Yeah. But yeah, can't take it away from them. They're sailing a good race, the MCC, and I'll tell you who else has stepped up in that second beat that we've just had. It is Zoe Dransfield and the team on Red Pumps Red.
Leading the Dransfield Cup.
Yeah, well, Tyler did have to go back and restart, which was expensive for him, but Zoe went round the bottom there in company with Moon and Imey and Fluid, and has made a substantial
That's a huge game.
move forward on those boats. Yeah,
Did you notice which way she went, or was it just boat speed, or?
I think she was left, so came up this left-hand side. So we're looking down on Bosca there.
What's the big sort of loser out of that bunch is they'll come in to view soon, viewers, is the Fluid. They were third round the bottom.
They were, yeah.
They're very deep now.
So good gain from Zoe and the boys there. They'll be happy with that. So
And actually the other Red Pumps, they've had a good work too.
they've moved up. Yeah.
Just got word through Dole while we're chugging up here that from Hugh Lester, who's our RO for the day. They're potentially looking at shortening the 16s course probably to a W4.
Okay. So
I think once he's figured out that a W finish and they're sitting out here in this slop, they've I think that might have had something to do with it.
Joel Beechel in Imey there with the orange spinnaker.
There's Zoe on camera now.
Red Pumps Day.
So Red Pumps Red has the white hull. I know it's confusing. And Red Pumps has the red hull. So at the moment, I think we're in third and fifth or sixth for the two Red Pumps teams. We've just had Fluid and Moonin. There's Moonin now. Come around the top.
You've got Imagine signage just coming around now.
Maybe I'll put the curse on them. I did say that I'd expect them to go well in these conditions. It's still a long way to go, of course.
It's interesting you didn't do a jibe set like last time.
I think what we've seen, Craig, over particularly last year and beginning of this year is I think Ruffy just has the ability to back his speed downhill. He's quite quick under spinnaker compared to a lot of the other boats. So.
And can get himself back into the game, but gee, it's a big distance today, Ed, to get back.
Yeah, but it's one of those days, like it's obviously very shifty.
Yeah.
If you can line the dots up perfectly,
Gains to be made.
mate, a big ladder, not a snake.
Yeah.
Well, Zoe obviously put something together there because...
Certainly up the beat, yeah.
Yes. Like, I think she was 8th or 9th, wasn't she? Down the bottom.
Yes, definitely top 10. She's not too far out of the 5. They were all pretty close in that chasing pack. And the yellow spinnaker, yellow hull there is Rob Sires in the No Sense Middle Harbour boat, having an absolute belter today. Well done to those guys.
And these waves are starting to already stand up now the tide's turned.
Tide's just turned and already, yeah.
Like on the screen doesn't really give you what's exactly going on out here. It is very messed up.
It's going to follow. There's a Imagine there. They're really hunting out to this right-hand side, but the boats in front of them, Red Pumps and Ivy, look down pressure on this right-hand side. They'll be looking for something to go back on, and hopefully it comes. Quite a gamble putting that much distance between yourself and the leaders and the rest of the fleet. There's Bosca Bill now in the lead, narrowly over Modern Concept Constructions. Although Sarah is now a St George boat, she certainly knows the way around Manly, having sailed here for a number of years with success.
Red Pups on screen, coming in from the Manly side of the course.
Drone shot of Bosca there. Now they're leading in. They've still got a couple of jives to get to this gate.
They're looking very comfortable there, but aren't they?
We have got a Manly Ferry, Manly bound too, that's going to be cutting through quite a bit of the leaders will get across it, but I think some of our back half of the fleet are going to have to deal with a ferry shortly. So it's Red Pumps Red trailing in behind Modern Concept, and ahead of them is Bosca.
Bosca's just putting in a jive now to head towards the bottom mark. I think Ivy's made a bit of a move here, haven't they? Got Ivy on screen there?
They have, yeah.
A big move.
So you'll see Ivy about to appear right of screen. There they are with the orange spinnaker. Looks to me they're in third place. They haven't managed to catch Modern Concept. It'll be interesting to see what mark options. I think
Modern's got to do two jives there, I think. Or is he just going to try and soak?
He'll soak in. He'll soak in. So they're all looking at taking that right-hand turn.
Yeah, Ivy will be right behind him by the time he stops around this mark. How good's Napper?
He's good.
No problem.
Definitely not slowing up in his age, mate,
Nah.
that's for sure.
Geez, that was a big move they made down that run.
I reckon since he's become a fireman, Jimmy, he's fitter than he's always been fit. I think he's fitter than he's ever been at his age.
Yeah, and then last year, Dole, when he had the shoulder injury, he really just smashed
really
the gym.
hard. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you and I know too well how determined that boy is, having sailed with him.
Yep, for sure. Like, you know, he used to flog me to get to the gym, and
without much success.
Well, I did go. I went and had a good look. It looked really nice. A nice place to sort for some people, but not for me.
That's the Imey looking down on the Imey now.
Good battle here. We can,
So Joel Deschel with Trent Barnabas and Rob Napper.
this is a good go around the bottom mark here. We have fluid. He has actually buoy room on red pumps and mooning. All the forward hands will be hoping they don't get a knot in the halyard right now.
Well, red pumps with a spinnaker chute, so that won't be a problem for them.
No, theirs has gone away.
And Imagine just behind Moonin. So Moonin and Imagine,
They've come through.
yeah, they've come through, but a bit disappointing today, those boys. I mean, a long way to go still.
Oh, I
But
think they're still chipping away.
yeah, they're chipping.
It's not how you want to do your day, though, is it?
No.
You know, you want to get out of the blocks cleanly and go the right way and go on with it from there.
Well, you know, they've both got red pumps in front of them, and red pumps restarted, so they were behind the 8 ball from the outset, our current series leaders. So they've done well to get back into the mix. Notably both Imagine and Moonin with a lot of luff tension off on their mainsails, really heavily wrinkled up. So they're they're obviously wanting for power. They haven't got the power in the boat that they're after.
Branson's, he's having the sail of his day.
Formerly brand sense, now no sense.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah.
Philip Cook, thought he'd be a bit further up today.
Here's that pest Keegan York in his moth too, about to come blasting through the course, make a nuisance of himself. There he goes.
There he goes.
Trying to get his company name on the screen.
Doesn't get enough of it on a Sunday, Dole.
Go back to St George.
And a real gaggle of boats coming in now. That Ferry didn't have too much effect on the fleet. Everyone managed to weave their way through pretty well. So we're just looking from above there now. We saw Bart, P. LaHaye, Musto, Fireball, Botany Access. Botany Access really struggling after having to also restart. Over at the left-hand mark, we've got Fire Stopping and Botany Scaffold, and right-hand turn for the Sutec. There's Botany on the screen there now. So that having to restart was quite expensive for them, putting them behind the 8 ball, that's for sure.
Just off screen, but the guys that have gone right, it looks very sad over there all of a sudden.
Yeah, it looks like most of them attacking back to get back to this left-hand side in any case.
Which I think's the right thing to do. All the gains have been over this side.
Yeah, and I'd like to think at some point it's going to properly go left. It has chipped a little bit to the left now, and still a lot of pressures up and down, very patchy. Very patchy.
Yeah, very important to keep your eyes out of the boat on a day like today, isn't it?
Musto on the screen there. That's Spencer McKay with Ben McKay and Austin Frost. Taken over the Musto skiff from Hugh Stoddart this year. Hugh, of course, is sailing on the red pumps red with son Jamie and Zoe Dransfield. Nathan I'd imagine trying desperately to make up some ground on those leaders you can see in front of him. Red Pumps and Modern Concept. Moscoville down in front of those two boats.
Imey will be coming into view in a minute. He seems to be on a big header, so you might find Imagine gets a big lift here in a minute.
Almost looks like you could get a little bit too far left here. So you get into the shadow of North Head here, and looks like the breeze is turning a little bit due to the land mass and very patchy. So I'm liking that Modern Concept and Fluid, Red Pumps are going out a little bit more in the middle. They seem to be holding a bit more pressure out there. Imey coming even harder into the left-hand side where it looks very patchy. There's Imey on screen there now, so they're still coming in towards North Head. They're probably just waiting for a header that they can tack on, but
It seems to be breeze between them and the tip of North Head there. So they might Imagine Signs is just tacked in front of us.
They've just decided to tack out. There's Imey still chipping in there. There's the Aloha with Dion and the team supporting the fire stopping and the Botany Scaffold 13. Shout out to the Aloha team.
So you've got Imey still going in towards North Head. He's just tacked now, viewers.
Just tacking now. Jen, it looks soft in there, Ed.
Yeah.
I know he's not too far off some pressure, but it's very soft where they tacked.
No, he's got two on the wire.
Yep. Into it now.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
he's looking pretty good there.
Yep. We can't knock them. They've been making some good gains.
Yep, certainly have. And it's just whether they get a little bit of a lift up here, a little bit of a lefty.
That's Red Pumps and Fluid you're looking at there. Currently probably holding down probably 6th and 7th, I think, or 5th and 6th. Fluid tacking out. They're just on the line of a little bit of pressure there. They decided to take that pressure and back out. Red Pumps deciding to do the same.
Oh,
Just,
there was a big wave.
we're just negotiating over some big waves here, viewers. Bear with us.
Could have surfed that one.
And again. That's our three main players leading the fleet at the moment that you're looking at now.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my.
Jimmy's just doing his best to negotiate our way back out through the heads. 13-foot skiff fans, we've still got Harkin with a substantial lead.
There you go, there's a Harkin on screen, Dole.
Heidi and Orlando, and they are daylight in front of the rest of the fleet.
They're in a different postcode.
Certainly are.
Well, Dolly, it'd be very interesting down this run. We might see a few, maybe a couple of pitch poles in these waves. They're really starting to stand up.
Yeah. And the tricky angle, especially on the starboard jibe. Second 13-foot skiff around is we've got the red pumps, Donnie Rollinson and Bella Devola, followed by Ebix, James and Gemma Hopkins. So that's who we're looking at there. Red pumps with the kite up, Ebix with the kite up now. So that's second and third in the 13-foot skiff club championship heat for today. There's my little girl Bella out on wire, doing well today. She'll be really happy.
They've been doing some training during the week?
No, they've been. Don's had a bit on with school, and Bella's in a new job. So,
Right.
But they are aiming to do some training certainly in the lead up to the Nationals. Don will be finishing school shortly, so he's in year 11. Next up, MCC in the 13s, followed by the mighty Sail Media.
Typhoon's not doing too bad in the 13s today.
At least they haven't been lapped yet.
Yes.
Give it this run. Well done on Theo for stepping up, young Theo Franklin. He's big shoes to fill.
Yeah, but as we say, I think they missed the start substantially. So it's not that they're sailing badly, it's just they gave the fleet a huge head start.
I think they must have been at least under 10 minutes.
So that's you're keeping up your track record in.
Yeah.
The boat doesn't like to jump early.
No. You like the Le Bon start, just come flying in on port from the club.
Oh, I've done a few of them over the years,
You have indeed.
especially sailing with Stretch.
There's Bosca. So Bosca leading the fleet in here, but
At least the
tell
13
you,
takes them in.
the others haven't let them get away this time. So Modern Concept still well in touch with Red Pumps Red and Imey coming in from the right hand side on starboard tack. So these three are going to be very close at this top mark. Bosca's chosen to jibe set at the top mark. So they've been liking that left-hand side downwind so far. They've been going there every time.
They're a bit tight on this top mark. Nothing between these three.
No, MCC, Imey and Red Pumps Red. Imey electing to jibe set. MCC with a regular set, and it looks like Red Pumps Red are going to do the same. So once again, we're going to see a little bit of a split here for at least a short period of time, maybe a long period of time. But the old saying, Ed, never leave your wingman, right? Would you be
That's it.
leaving Bosca and Imey to split the course? I'm not sure I would be. But
Oh, it's one of those days, isn't it? Like we're looking down the course. Also, there's a bit
bit of pressure in the right. Yeah.
pressure in the right there.
Yeah.
And spinning away in the distance.
Yeah, the 13s that have gone down that right-hand side aren't looking
That's-
too bad.
Looking pretty good. Looking pretty soft over towards South Head.
South Head. Next round, we've got the Fluid have just dropped off the pace a little bit, but still hanging in there nicely in 5th position. Bit of a gain on that beat from the Moonin. So the Moonin was looking pretty deep at the bottom there before, and probably the best gain of the field there was from Moonin on that last windward beat. We've got the Bella group going around, but I think they're
Oh, look at these two having a
they're a
ding-dong.
lap down. Yeah, we've got a bit of a luffing match between Fluid and Moonin, and it looks like Moonin have taken the best of that because Fluid's in all sorts of trouble now. Clint Bowen, the only one on wire on the left-hand side of the boat, and his crew are in the water on the other side. with all the washing up.
Stop swinging on his lured trapeze wire, Dolly. Oh, he's going to save it. I don't
They
believe
are
it.
going to save it. So he's got one man's joined him.
It looks like Mal climbing over the back.
Back now.
So out on the left hand looking downwind, there's the Imey with the Bosca bill. So full split. They've jibed earlier than they did last time, so they are coming back on starboard jibe earlier than they did last time. So they might be just banking that these boats that have gone to the right, particularly Red Pumps Red.
That was close.
We're just looking at Imagine there giving chase.
Yeah, Nathan wouldn't be happy being back there.
No, not where he's used to being.
No.
Okay, so there's...
So we've got the guys that went hard right into Manly.
Yeah, they're now jibing out.
They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's just if they can get enough pressure on this port jibe to get them down. Looks like at the moment they're getting through the water pretty well. Just looking back at Imagine. So they're giving chase and they're also coming out to this right-hand side looking downwind, the Manly side of the course. Then Bosca build out on the left-hand side with Imey, and I think you're right, Craig. I think we've seen quite a game to modern concept constructions and Red Pumps Red in that last little exchange that we've seen. And for my money, modern concept.
I think he looks like he's in front.
He's in front, yeah.
Well, if he's not, he's going to be very close.
No, I think he's well in front. So huge game to modern concept there. Smaller game to Red Pumps Red.
Huge game, modern concept. Huge.
Yeah, huge.
Just trying to get a camera round onto them.
So they've now gone into probably what's a 100-metre lead. There they are now.
Just
And
got
you'll
confirmation,
see Bosca
Dol.
build there.
No shortened course.
No shortened course.
No shortened course is the message that's just come through from the start boat.
More punishment for him.
Long afternoon
Yes.
for all of us. Been great to see some good racing, and the boats are really mixing it up out here, which is just fantastic. Good to see.
There's the two modern concept construction boats together.
16 and 13. At the moment, it looks to me like the 16 is definitely in front, and I think the 13-foot skiff is probably in fourth position, I think. So for those 13-foot skiff fans, we've got Harkin, Red Pumps, Ebix and Modern Concept are the top four in the 13-foot skiffs at the moment.
So there's modern concept and the Bosca converging.
Modern Concept still with a couple of jibes to go here.
It's just throwing a cover one in there. Just not letting them get away with anything to the left-hand side there.
We have got a catamaran ferry coming into the mix. And that cat ferry already causing big problems for the Red Pumps 13, and it's cost them second place. They decided to go around the back of the ferry, and Ebix rolled the dice and got across the bow. Oh, and some big power boats just compounding the problem. It's an absolute washing machine at this bottom mark.
They're just getting their day out on the water out of the way before tomorrow with Shippo.
Now, Oscar's caught right up here. If you just pan back a bit.
Yeah, so you can just see Modern Concept with a very narrow lead. There we are with the overhead shot, so you can see Modern Concept just a narrow lead over.
But you've got the Red Pumps 13 just about stopped at that bottom mark.
Yeah, they got a bit overlaid there, and they're going to want to be very careful. They're going to get rolled by a 16, and that will not be a good thing. Looks to me the Red Pumps 13 has a problem with their main sheet at the moment. There we go, MCC around ahead of Bosca. Poor little MCC 13 there. We'll get the rough end of the stick here with two 16s rolling them. So there's Zoe rounding inside in the Red Pumps Red 16.
She's caught up plenty.
Yeah, sailing very well. And then the next two in, you can see the Imey closely followed by Moonin. Looks like Moonin are overlaid on this mark. They're either going to have to do a big soak or a couple of quick little jibes. Looks like they're going to soak and drop as they're coming in. They should be able to pull that off. They're hanging on to the last minute trying to get as much distance on the Imey as they can.
And that's the first Spinnaker's the Typhoon with the Imagine signage, and then the one in the distance is the Imagine signage.
Well, it depends how much Jimmy's paying me.
So Moonin didn't do too badly down that run either. So
Oh, and another ferry coming just to the left of the screen here. Oh, he's going to go right through the middle of them.
yeah,
This is going to mix it up a bit.
And that ferry there, you do have to give way to.
Oh, if it wasn't already untidy enough. Imagine the lull from that and the waves in about 30 seconds.
It's not going to be pretty.
So, viewers, the breeze has gone very, very soft here at this bottom mark.
Very soft and very choppy. So that overhead shot there, you can see the swell lines. And on top of that swell, we've got quite lumpy chop as well. So it's pretty messy down here, and we've had a freshwater class ferry, the Queenscliff, coming from Manly, and a fast ferry coming from the Quay.
The double whammy.
Yeah, it's a mess, real mess.
And joys of Sydney Harbour.
Oh, here comes another jet cat.
No longer jet cats.
Sorry. Fast ferry.
Fast ferry.
Is he'll go below the fleet, won't he?
Looks like he is. Hopefully he's going to do the right thing.
Aiming up to take the most of them. You can just see how light it is there that Jay can't even get out on wire here on the red pumps.
Actually, Jay Harris was talking it up last night, saying, you know, they'd already had 2 bullets. If he'd had a few more beers, I think he would have taken the trophy home with him.
Quietly confident.
Oh, very confident. They're struggling to get 2 on the wire now.
Unlike Jay to be confident in anything, Craig.
Same again, you can see their mainsail luff really bunched up and wrinkled there, so they're looking for as much power in the boat as they can find. We've just gone downrange in the pressure here a little bit, but it looking like as we get a little bit further up the course, we've just increases by a couple of knots every time we take a step up the course. So the boats the lead boats look like they're into a little bit more breeze now. MCC you can see now.
So Steve McIntyre, if you're watching, no, I haven't retired.
Only under an injury cloud.
Yes,
right,
that's
Ed?
it.
Yep. So that was MCC leading Bosca, and now we're looking back at Imey and Moonan. Moonan were copping a bit of dirty air off the Imey and were forced to tack out. Probably not ideal, but once again, Modern Concept Constructions looking back at Boscaville. So great effort from the Modern Concept boys to fight back on that last leg. Read it beautifully.
Has anyone gone the other side of the course?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
No, looks like everyone's coming the left-hand side this time.
Bit of follow the leader happening early.
The Red Pumps Red has stepped up slightly. They're just to weather of Imey. And
yeah, they took a little chip out before.
The Modern Concept, they look they're just going to bang this corner, I think. I think they'll be trying to read the breeze on the water and try and tack just before they run out.
Yeah, Red Pumps Red just off these guys' hip, and a little bit advanced to windward, looking like they've just hooked onto a little bit of lifting pressure. And once again, they'll be bringing it to these two leaders again, as they did on that last beat.
Actually, Modern Concepts, a good bit of breeze. Actually, we're on Bosca at the moment. Oh, well, they both are. They both got good breeze. There goes MCC tacking now.
Yeah, and Bosca obviously not wanting to take their stern, wisely decided to tack to leeward of them, and they'll just try and lead them out and look for some gauge.
Now it'll be to see who can go the highest for the next 5 minutes.
Speed and height, which is something that in the past Bosca Build has had in spades. They seem to be able to find a high groove with speed, and it looks like they're closing that gauge on MCC as we speak.
Looking at both the boats, it looks like oh no, they're taking it in turns.
And Red Pumps Red just coming into shot there, Craig. They're really motoring along. Like they've got two comfortably on string, on wire.
They're very light, aren't they?
Yeah, well, Zoe's light. Jamie's not huge, but Hugh's a bit of a lump. He's got a bit of weight behind him. So, but yeah, probably lighter than some of those bigger crews, that's for sure.
She seems to be up a bit compared to what the others came across here with.
Yeah, I've said that before. They looked like they had good height. Oh, a bit of a scrappy tack there. Oh, and some lumpy waves. Yeah, that wasn't...
No, that's not good.
You put the commentator's curse on them, Ed.
I know.
Not very nice of you.
They sailed into a bit of a hole.
Yeah, but they're up and
just
running
a little bit too
now.
far.
Yeah, down pressure on a bad wave was quite expensive. They're up and running again now. Looking good. Let's try and make our way up the course a bit again. Keep in touch with these guys. Yeah, and Bosca really closing the gauge on MCC, and I wouldn't be surprised if in another couple of minutes we see MCC.
Oh no, I think
MCC's
MCC's rolling.
advanced on him, and Bosca's had to tack out.
Yeah.
So
Will he go back with him?
that angle was a bit deceiving. So Bosca was sailing a high groove, and MCC put the bow down a bit and got over the top of them.
But Dol, in the big scale of it, the club championship, they've got to just keep an eye on these Imey and Moon and the rest of them.
Indeed.
Or Red Pumps for that matter.
And Red Pumps Red. Yeah.
Red Pumps Red. They're very bow up on port tack underneath North Head viewers.
Yeah, good height, good pressure, and certainly closed a bit of gauge on Boscabill there. Maybe 5 boat lengths in it.
Yeah, definitely.
There they are now. A little bit surprised Sarah didn't slap one in their face there, put a covering tack on them. She's obviously, oh, there she goes now.
They're holding their pressure very well there.
Meanwhile, MCC continuing to hold that port tack out to the right-hand side. And to me, I think that will equate to advantage MCC, but we'll see when they converge back again.
And behind us, Dol. Ruffy's gone for a bit of a Hail Mary.
Yeah, right in on the rocks there, along with looks like Red Pumps. Tyler in Red Pumps.
This is going to be a relatively close cross between Red Pumps Red and Modern Concept Constructions on screen. She's
It's tight at the top. Good racing today.
It's like this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Up and down 1 minute. I think they've got it. That's close. Oh, right out.
Oh, little lee-bow attack from the Modern Concepts there. And if those two mess with each other, they're only going to hand an advantage to Boscabill here.
Zoe's going to tack off.
Yeah, she can't live there. So, really being the Manly Club Championship, the battle that we're looking at here at the moment is between Modern Concept Constructions, Kurt Hansen on the helm, and Zoe Dransfield in the Red Pumps, with Boscabill being a St George boat. Visitors effectively this weekend.
So there must have been about 30 boats on the start when you put the two fleets together.
Yeah, we
Middle
had the Middle Harbour boats plus the bonus from St George, yeah. MCC continuing to get through the water nicely here. They're still heading out to the rightish side of the starboard ley line. They'll be looking in a little bit to tack and lead back into this mark. But I think a little gain to the Boscabill in that exchange, but we'll see how that works out when they all come back together.
Red Pumps Red has tacked back to come and try and engage with Modern Concept Constructions, and Zoe made all the gains over on this left-hand side in that mid sort of work, so looking good.
Yeah, and it's looking at, yeah, you're right, Craig. Craig's just pointing at a little bit of pressure filling in from this left-hand side, and with Red Pumps Red being the most left-hand boat at the moment, they are the ones who would look to benefit from that. But until MCC tacks out on that right-hand side, we're looking at them now, probably not too far off attack. So if we just stay on them for a minute, we'll see.
He's very soft over that side with the course part.
Oh, Ned, I personally, I don't know why he's not tacking. He's almost looking like he'll overlay from out there to me.
Especially with the tide going out.
Yep.
There he goes now.
There they go now. I know we're not in line there, but for my money, that tack might have been a little bit late.
No, he is quite bow down there, Dole, compared to...
So maybe they're just getting headed coming back.
I'll tell you what, Red Pumps is looking pretty good. That line's now hit her.
Yeah, we'll see how they are when we converge. It's certainly going to be very close. First we'll see the cross between Bosca Build and MCC. Oh, certainly very close. It looks like Bosca Build's going to just cross, and they will probably... Now, the fact that they didn't tack straight away would indicate that MCC is below the ley line, which, yeah, they certainly look like they are.
They're a long way short.
So, yeah, disregard my comments before about them tacking a bit too late. They were a long way out to that right-hand side, hard to judge from where we were.
Harkin heading to the finish.
Yeah, Harkin's heading to the finish, which is just in front of the camera cap. So
we'll try and capture that for you folks.
They're on screen now.
There they are.
And Daylight is second in the 13s.
You should call your boat Daylight, Craig.
So,
can you see the second 13?
No, Daylight. So it was the red pumps, but the red pumps had trouble at the bottom mark there, and it looks like they'd given up second place to the Ebix. But all honours go here to Heidi Bates and Orlando Sadlick in the Harkin 13-foot skiff, and they
well sailed.
Very well sailed, and so far in the club championship for this season, picket fence, as we say, straight first for that team. So once again, looking very good for the team to have a good summer of sailing.
Just squeeze it.
So back to the 16s, we've got Modern Concept Constructions leading with a narrow lead over Bosca Build. Beautiful set there from the Modern Concepts with the Spinnaker chute. That was a great set. It looks like we've got a little bit of a wine glass on the Bosca Build.
That's out.
Out now.
Brand new spinnaker on the Bosca Build. I think it went on the boat last week, so shouldn't tie itself up too tight.
Red pumps about to go round.
Next up, Zoe Dransfield and the team on Red Pumps Red. There they are there, just going past Daniel Turner's Moon and Yachts. And another good game from both Moonen and Red Pumps, Tyler Dransfield. Looks like to me like they've both had a good gain on that beat.
Well, Moonen went for that Hail Mary to the corner, and obviously it paid off.
They were both out that hard left-hand side.
Well, I think they've both come through, haven't they?
Yeah. So good gain for both those boats. So, yeah, just looking back from Modern Concept Constructions in the foreground there to Bosca Build and Red Pumps Red.
I think
Yeah, just go into those four.
we might head on down and stay with that lead pack, because it is definitely all up for grabs. It's only going to take one person to stub their toe and it's all over.
Yeah, pretty tight, Jimmy.
What lap are we on?
You're a skipper, Craig. You should know this.
Yeah, didn't you throw your pebbles out?
I was supposed to throw the rock out, the top mark.
You should have one pebble left in your pocket, Craig, when we
Right.
get down the bottom here.
So 13-foot skiff fans, we do have Ebix in second place, and
Then Modern Concept, I think
we've got
next.
Modern Concept have moved up to third, and yeah, Red Pumps with their gear problem at the bottom mark, which was not sure what was going on. Looked like they might have dropped back to fourth, which is disappointing after being second for most of the race. We can see Modern Concept have now jibed back out from North Head. were running out of runway there. And then following that, we've got Red Pumps and Boscoville both driving as well, along with Ivy.
Ivy's driving on top of them. Oh, I don't think they saw Davis Marina there.
Yeah, and look at Ivy closing the door, closing down on Moonan and closing down on Ivy. A big game, big game. So the big movers there, they're still out of touch with these leaders by a little bit, but the big movers there were Moonan and Red Pumps for sure.
The Ivy sort of dropped back a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, it looked like they ran out of pressure a bit, but those Moonan and Red Pumps have closed down on all these leaders quite considerably. Made a good game. Looking at the jibe angle that our port jibe leaders are on here at the moment, it looks like the breeze has had a tick around to the right, sort of more east.
They're definitely a bit more bow down this time,
They
aren't
are deep angle on port jibe. So the breeze definitely has swung around to the right, looking upwind. So yeah, you could see the angle that the boats were running there. Quite deep on port jibe. And we've seen a bit of a game to the Bosca here, running a deeper VMG angle. Made a considerable game.
Modern just got a little puff above him there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it might be the waves too, the swell that's coming through the heads, whether you get on a runner or not on a runner, like the
Whoever's doing it best.
more effective on the other jibe, that's for sure, but still get a little bit of an advantage going this way.
Yeah, it looks like that's why they're trying to soak you, right, Jimmy? They're trying to soak a deeper angle and try and capitalise on some of these runners. Yeah, you can really see Boscoville there. Just as they got that little runner, they ran away deep, and then now they're heating up a little bit again, just build the speed. And then they'll look for the next little runner again.
And there's Red Pumps, Red, just on the left of screen. They're not out of this yet, so...
They're making some good gains just at the moment. They're definitely a bit quicker downwind, aren't they? The Red Pumps.
Yeah, lightish crew, lighter crew. Yeah, I think both Pete Mackey on Bosca and Chris Williams on MCC are probably a bit bigger than Hugh Stoddart on the Red Pumps Red.
Just slightly, though.
Trying to be kind, Jimmy.
But it's a bit of their turn, our turn, isn't it? Like,
Very much so.
now look at Bosca. He's now running
Just
away.
Little runner.
Well, everyone plays nicely. We don't all jump on the slippery dip together.
So yeah, there's our three leaders. Oh, nice runner from Red Pumps there. MCC jibed, and they'll be trying to get a piece of Bosca here, and they're going to.
Bosca will jibe on top of him.
And now they'll try and come up on Bosca and try and get a penalty. Oh,
No.
all clear, say the umpires, Craig?
Yep. But I think they played into Red Pump's hand a little bit. They just jibed. And looking at that angle, they've gone too early.
I think they'll get there. I think
Yeah,
Red Pumps
Red
might
Pumps-
be a bit late.
They're coming in with pace. Red
Coming
pumps.
in hot, that's for sure. Yeah. Two strings stretched out.
Yeah, no, she's...
No, they're just soaking a bit again now. Yeah.
You think the two in front, do you reckon they can soak to that bottom mark?
I know Zoe will be hoping that they need to do 2 jibes. She can rein that little bit of
They're
distance.
just going to go through the fast ferry wake. That's going to stop them a bit.
And being down speed always means you can't get as much depth, right?
Yep, and they didn't make it.
So, yep, they've had to jibe.
And the red pumps is coming in fully lit up
Coming in hot.
and on starboard. It's going to be very interesting. Wow.
Super
together.
close, right? Super close. Look at that overhead shot.
How close is that?
So after nearly, what have we been going now?
Oh,
Almost
the
an hour and a
The red
half.
pumps has an issue with their spinnaker.
Well, they shouldn't have too much problems because they've got the spinnaker chute, but it doesn't seem to be going all the way in.
It is now.
Modern concept with a good rounding, and I don't think red pumps can go in there.
He did.
They're going, Dolph.
Bosca just stopped there around that mark. So this is going to be an arm wrestle up this work.
Well, this is it to the finish.
Well, Moonan's just coming into the bottom mark now, viewers. He's had a big gain there.
Big game. Yeah. Been doing well all the way down that run. And, you know, they were in close proximity to Imey and Red Pumps, who you just saw Imey briefly then in the shot. Yeah, Daniel Turner's managed probably a 200-metre gain in the last couple of minutes. So, yeah, Ruffy's pretty good at reading that breeze. It's obviously linked up some good puffs on that downwind.
It's Moonan just going around the bottom mark now. He's what, 50 seconds behind him?
Don't even think it's that much, Craig. It's pretty close, isn't it? Look, he's definitely not out of it. If he picks a couple of shifts here, he's...
Yeah, 100 metres, maybe a little bit more. It's doable in this breeze,
And
especially if these top three sort of start engaging each other.
And just off screen, but Imey and Red Pumps are going around the mark basically together as well. So then there's a long gap back to, I think it's Fluid, the blue spinnaker there.
Yeah, you look at that shot there now of Red Pumps well inside Bosca after they were side by side at that mark. It just shows how critical it is just making those manoeuvres, getting the kite away at the right time and doing everything in a tidy manner. So Bosca now below the line of both Modern Concept and
Red Pumps.
Red Pumps Red, but and you know, I know that they're not contesting our club championship, but I can assure you that Sarah Lee will be giving the opposition no quarter.
Well, she'll be putting them on notice for the state stalls. So,
Most
you know,
definitely. Yeah, so for viewers at home, next weekend the state championships are being held for the skiffs at Port Hunter in the Newcastle area on the Saturday and Sunday. So for people up that way, you might want to drop by and have a look at the skiff sailing.
So Bosca's looking pretty quick through the water there.
Low and fast though, Craig.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
if they tack now, they'd probably cross Red Pumps.
Yeah.
Red Pumps top of screen.
Yeah, well, if Sarah had sailed a high mode there, she would have ended up badly in the gas from Modern Concept Construction. So she elected to put the bow down and just sail for speed.
just seeing Sarah do a little gear change there, and now they're appear to be getting a bit of height, so maybe just a bit more vang or something bored into it.
Yeah, they certainly have very little Cunningham eye on and don't need it in these conditions, that's for sure. They're wanting for power.
There you go, it's a beautiful shot. Looks pretty good.
Always great for the viewers to see those shots, and they can see the twist profiles of the main and the jib, and just see how the boat's set up. Just nicely, slight bit of twist in the top of the sail there while they're still maximising as much power as they can. And just going to tack now as though it's starting to get a bit of dirty air from Modern Concept.
Red Pumps is tacked back underneath them. And Modern Concept also going back.
Big advantage to Modern Concepts here at the moment. We'll try and get into shot in a sec.
Certainly no one wants to let anyone out on a flyer at all. They're keeping each other in pretty close context.
So who are you going to call is going to win this, Dolly?
Oh, who are we going to put the commentator's curse on, do you mean, Craig? Yeah, we'll go, as Bosca aren't a genuine contender, we'll pick them, shall we? Now, I'd really like to see the MCC team take this out because they've sailed a superb race so far. They kind of deserve a result, but either way they'll be in the top. These three boats will be in the top three, but Daniel Turner in Moonan certainly making some moves, but I think he'll run out of runway.
Sound like Nostradamus in Dolly.
Yeah, Nostradamus.
Yeah.
So Red Pumps 13 on their way back to the club.
Still up for grabs this race. Every time I look at them, one's looking forward more than the other one.
Yeah, it's real snakes and ladders, and Zoe's elected to come back to the left-hand side, just off screen. They're just behind Modern Concept.
Well, I think Red Pumps Readers, they've come over to try and protect at least third position because Moonan is not far off.
Yeah, keep them tucked away, and now Modern Concept has tacked also to keep Bosca tucked away, so no one's going to give anyone an inch here. And the old adage in sailing goes, especially on this last beat, you keep yourself between the opposition and the finish line and don't let them get any shifts that you're not going to get.
That's right, Dolly.
So once again, MCC putting the hammer down and trying to roll over the bow of Bosca and just put some dirt on them. And at the same time, to leeward of them is Red Pumps, as you can see now. So yeah, MCC doing a good job of trying to control their opposition here, and they won't tack out, I don't think, until their opposition do. And there goes Bosca build now, and sure enough, MCC tacking as well to keep them under control.
Red Pumps Red would have liked that 5 seconds back again, knowing those two tacked at the same time as them.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is typical sort of match racing tactics here from Kurt. keeping Bosca right where they want them. And at the same time, I'm sure they're keeping half an eye on the red pumps and the moon. And
Plenty of racetrack left, Dolly.
yeah, there's a bit that, but yeah, smart money would say if they don't make any silly mistakes and keep themselves in that weather position, they should be able to control the others. Really up to the others to throw a few tacks at them and see if they can force them into a mistake.
I think you'll see Ruffy tacking very shortly. He's got to throw something at him.
Yeah.
Oh, mind you, he just off screen below those guys. He's got Amy underneath him, which he's got to watch as well.
Yeah, you won't want to give away that place.
There he's coming back now. The Moonin.
There they are. So that distance you can see there between MCC and Bosca is nowhere near what the camera makes it look like. There's only about probably 4 or 5 boat lengths between those two boats at the moment. But MCC in the controlling position, and now we're just looking back towards Moonin and Amy. And they're trying to chase down Red Pumps Red, who you can now see there crossing the screen.
I don't think that's Amy on the left. I think that is the old Oliver Hire.
Was it? You're right too, Jimmy. Sorry.
Oh no, Amy's still going out.
They're still going out.
Trucking out to sea.
Yeah. We're looking into the sun, unfortunately, viewers, so sorry for that. A bit hard to make out who's who with the glare in our face, as you can see even with the camera.
I think you'll find Modern Concept will just keep going and going and going until she either comes back or he tacks for the finish.
Yeah, no, he'll keep them tucked away there as long as he can.
Yeah, if you're leading here, you're not doing anything until they do anything, are you?
No, exactly.
There's the Red Pumps Red with Amy there in the background. So the guys on Red Pumps Red have just got to hope and pray that something happens in front of them, but they've also got to keep an eye on Moonin, who is going right up to the shoreline on North Head. So they'll probably come in on a port lay there, pretty close to the ley line.
Yeah, it's been a bit hit and miss in that left-hand side too, so they could get lucky. They did very well there on the last beat, which is obviously why he's going in there for another look.
Well, these Modern Concepts just tacked. Where is
Bosca tacked before them, so he's just covering off.
Oh, there he is down to leeward.
Yeah.
Moonin going for another Hail Mary in the corner, but might not be a bad tactic.
Well, you know, he hasn't got a lot to lose. He's throwing it at them, throwing the challenge at them. And at the moment, he looks like he's got good pressure in there, but it's what he tacks onto and comes back with that's going to count. But obviously, he did well in their last beat, so he's looking for the same again, I think.
He obviously won't get as much effect with the run-out tide, but I think just for the moment he's in a bit of flatter water, which might give him a little bit more pace through the water.
Yeah, just really throwing the challenge at Red Pumps Red, and looks like he may have a little bit of a gain out of that. We'll soon see when they intersect. It does look like Red Pumps are still narrowly leading him, and I'm sure we'll see Red Pumps slam a covering tack on top of him so that really tuck him away, feed him some dirty air. Here they are now.
There she goes.
So she just chucks a tack in there to get some dirty air onto.
Bit of karate sailing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cop that. But both of them are a lot closer to Bosca build than they were before.
And then Bosca's just tacked on top of them as well.
MCC has also gone back.
And as you can see, Moonin had to tack out. There's too much dirty air from 2 boats who dumped on top of them.
MCC's tacked and gone back on port tack.
Yeah, so loose cover over Bosca build there from Modern Concept Constructions. And Modern Concept covering off on the red pumps red, as you can see there. So
Which might just let Moonan back in, Dole, because
they
no
let
one's
them off the
covering
hook.
them.
Yeah, let them off the hook. But yeah, Daniel Turner will need some good height and pressure coming in from that left-hand side if he's to catch them. But it's still possible. He's still in the mix. Still in the game, so. But as you can see there,
Finishing line fast approaching.
yeah.
Yeah, they'd have to have a major not to win from here.
So which club am I dropping you back to, Craig, if they do? Since they just put the mocker on them.
Rudder pin.
Although we're not far away from St George, I'll just drop you down there.
Exactly.
Just go right at the back of MCC. Yes.
Can't remember sailing out this far.
Oh, the old southeast course, mate.
Oh yeah.
So not too far off attack here for Modern Concept. They're just having a look over the shoulder now.
Just go back to these two.
And there's the tack, and you can see the finish line there. So super effort there from the Modern Concept Constructions. There's the gun, well done
Well sailed.
to Kurt, Chris and Jackson. Very well done today. They'll be happy with that. I think they were second going in the club championship coming into today. So they'll be well happy to consolidate that position. And depending on where the red pumps finishes,
Just go right at it.
they may even take the club championship lead.
Oh, here comes Moonan in from the left.
Yep. Here we go. No rights on port tack.
Red pumps is very tight on this pin.
Yeah.
If they can get there.
Oh, I think they're going to lay it just. They just need a
Bosca.
little runner. So Bosca
Wow.
in second, red pumps red in third. So great day for the girls. Sarah Lee in Bosca build and Zoe Dransfield skippering the red pumps red.
Moonan's next. And we have
Red pumps
Red
will probably
pumps.
be next after that.
coming in on port. Did he pass Amy?
He definitely has.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that over?
One of the back markers.
That's one of the Middle Harbour boats capsized in the background.
So as you can see there, that's the red pumps as tacked for the finish. Good recovery from those guys after being over at the start and having to return and restart. So good effort from those guys. They were our club championship leaders coming into today with 2 Pete wins back to back.
What does that give them? Were they fourth if you take Bosca out?
Probably second.
Fourth. So you take Bosca out of it, that's fourth, and then Amy fifth.
It's hard to make out who's who with that sunlight.
Oh no.
Next, I think, on course will be Imagine Signage, just
Yep.
down here in front of red pumps.
Imagine Signage and Fluid, I think it is, Jimmy.
Yes.
Close to. Yes.
So Yimey's trying to get out of the way of
Imagine.
signage there. It's the right thing to do.
Very good of them. Very considerate.
Not like red pumps running straight over the top. Bit of an arm wrestle here between these two. What do you think Nathan's got him?
Yeah, I think Nathan's got him. There's pretty close to this pin end. They should be able to just slam a little tack in there, and they'll have starboard advantage as well. They will need a good tack though.
I think he's got the crew to do that.
There he goes.
Not bad from Fluid, considering they almost capsized.
Yep.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed day, but yeah, certainly boats going fast. They'll be happy with that. Having Mal Page on today wouldn't have hurt.
There are a lot worse replacements around the traps, aren't there, Dol?
Yeah, those gold medalists come in handy.
Does he take him out sailing, Dom?
Sorry? Yeah, I taught him a few tricks in the park earlier.
Does he take his medals out with him?
But as you know, they can. As you know, gold medalists can make slow boats look fast, Ed, can't they?
And here we have No Sense from Middle Harbour.
Yeah, Rob's size. I'm not sure. Bit hard to tell who his crew is this season. I haven't really seen too much of them, but that's a really good performance from those guys. That's an very old boat, originally a Sheds real estate, I think, built by Marilyn Sorensen, and not new gear, and so they sailed exceptionally well today to get that position. So well done to Rob and his team. I did see them at Middle Harbour this week doing boat work, and I think going for a training sail. So once again, put in the effort.
Get the results.
There they are. Well done to those guys. Next in, we'll have the Musto. There they are.
Wave there.
Spencer McKay on the helm of the Musto this year. Taken over that boat from Hugh Stoddart.
Is it on loan, Dol?
I'm not sure what the deal is,
Not
mate.
sure.
Whether they've bought it or loaned it or what. But good to see another new team come and join the club.
Absolutely.
So the McKay brothers, Spencer and Ben, sailing with Austin Cross.
I thought you were going to say the McKee brothers.
A bit old. So where did they used to sail? Dom?
I don't know.
Right, okay.
Yeah, certainly new to the class and new to the club though.
Well, but they're doing okay.
We have the Mighty Fire stopping, finishing in 11th across the line. It'll be a close one between Bartley Constructions and Sutec, but I think Sutec, looking at that, might just get them. All right, viewers, we might start to wrap up proceedings here. Thanks very much for jumping on at last minute, Craig.
No problem.
Appreciate you doing that, and I hope your leg does get better
So do
before
I.
you get overseas and bring back that illustrious King's Cup again. Dole, thanks as always. A true legend of the sport, mate, and
Pleasure, Jimmy.
know what you're talking about.
Thanks for everyone joining us at home.
Yep, and thanks to a bloke that flew all the way back from England to jump in and help out today, Alex Chittenden. So thanks for that, buddy. And his dad, Michael, thank you. Sammy and Piers, good job, team. So we'll have everyone back for the next heats for Manly, and we'll be down at St George at some point, so make sure you tune on in. This has been a Sail Media production for the Manly 16ft Skiff Sailing Club.
Good afternoon.